Well, folks, we did it. I say we because it was very much so not just myself, but we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Is that from Dora the Explorer? What's happening right now? Anyways, we did it. We made it to 100,000 subscribers. That sounds weird to say. I haven't cried yet. Isabella Lanter posted something real nice about me on Instagram. That almost made me cry. I think when I open the 100,000 subscriber plaque, the like play button, I think I'll cry then. I appreciate you so much and thank you. I promised that I would do a 100K Q&A once I hit it. So I asked y'all questions, or I asked for you to submit your questions, and that's what we're doing today. Also, hello, hi, my name is Chelsea. I doubt this is your first time here. This would be a weird video for you to watch for your first time here. Anyway, so we're going to do some rapid fire. I'm going to try to keep the answers as like cut and dry, assertive as possible because, you know, that is how we be here. That is what we do. How did I get this far? All right, I have a bunch of questions. And just to go ahead and give you a little background info. Again, hi, hello, my name is Chelsea. And I have been doing YouTube since September 16th, I think is when I started my channel, September 16th, 2016. I started out doing beauty and lifestyle videos. I was always pretty chatty in my videos though, so there was always that type of commentary element. In 2017, I posted my first commentary video where I called out a scammer by the name of John Cookian. I actually had a really great advice from a YouTuber that I absolutely just respect a lot of, and a couple others who were like, you should just do commentary. And I was like, yeah, totally. Well, I didn't take that advice because I'm a big old dum-dum. So I kept doing beauty and lifestyle content, getting like 200 views per video because, again, no idea what I was doing until COVID happened, started, you know, mixing in more commentary, more like chit chat videos, some true crime here and there as well, which I do love that too. But commentary is really where my heart and home is because I have the absolutely delightful talents that I cannot shut up. Thank God I've turned it into a job. July 17th or July 19th, 2020, oh, hey, that's almost going to be my son's birthday. We don't know yet because he's not here. He hasn't popped out yet. Anyways, so July 2020, I posted my first commentary anti-scam type of video about a pyramid scheme multi-level marketing company called Monate. It was a deep dive video. I got such great response and just feedback from that. And people telling me their stories, I was like, I have to keep going with this. So I kept exposing that company, started exposing more, did top fails videos, scam story videos, other types of deep dives on companies, and focused on the psychology aspect of it as well, along with the sales aspect and really just calling out the BS. 6 months later, just shy of that, or just over that, I guess, February 17th, 2021, I was able to quit my full-time job in sales. Sales were real low because it was still COVID, especially with like what I was selling. Makes it sound like it was bad, but it wasn't. It was great. It was like lip injections and stuff like that. So because of that, I decided, and thank God for my husband having a very stable job. I asked him, you know, hey, do you mind if I quit my job? I really want to. We had talked about it on and off. And then he said, you know what, if you can double your income by your monthly income by May, then you can not go and get another job. And I was like, okay, great. So I was able to quadruple. Yeah, I was able to quadruple my monthly income, which is wonderful. I've been doing great with that. And now since then, every year I have almost doubled my income, which is absolutely wonderful. And I'm very, very proud of that. Again, this is all analytical and like per this context of this video. If someone talking about the money that they make makes you uncomfortable, that's a you issue, not a me issue. Go to therapy. Just wanted to give that background information on me and my channel. Let's go ahead and get into this. Like I said, it's going to be kind of like rapid fire style, more assertive, and there's a lot of questions, so I'm going to try not to get like super deep with the answers. Congrats on 100K, swirly hearts. My husband is currently working on starting a YouTube channel. What advice would you give someone starting a YouTube channel from scratch? The stuff that freaks me out the most is the financial / tax / business / LLC / sponsorship end of things. Okay, so everything? Good Lord. Let's start with the first part of the question. What advice would you give someone starting a YouTube channel from scratch? I mean, everyone starts from scratch, basically. So just start, and this is not me being mean, I promise. I wish I would have had this advice when I first started, because I wish I would have started in 2011 when I wanted to, and instead I waited 5 years because I was like, oh, I need a camera. Oh, I need lighting. Oh, I need a quiet space. Kind of, yeah, with the quiet space, but like I had a separate bedroom. Like I could have made it work. I could have just done it on my phone. I could have borrowed a camera from, you know, my dad had a nice Nikon at the time. I could have just used that. So you can make videos on your phone. You can edit them too on your phone as well. It's a little bit harder, sure, but you can do that. You can get free apps and editing software. There's Windows Movie Maker for PC, and then there's iMovie for Apple for Macs. So I mean, you can do all that. You can sit in front of an open window. You don't need to have a mic. Try to isolate your voice and make the audio sound better in post-production when you're editing. So stop making excuses. You don't have to have everything that's perfect. Start right now. You want to make a YouTube channel, make a video, you can literally start that within a week. Nothing is stopping you. And if you say, well, I have this or that, it doesn't matter. Start. All the stuff that freaks me out the most is the tax, business, LLC, sponsorship end of things. I mean, that's basically the business side of it that freaks you out. The good thing is you don't need to worry about any of that because you're just starting. Again, sorry to be blunt, but I'm not sorry. You don't need to worry about any of that stuff. You don't need to start an LLC. When you first start out, that's just creating tax implications for you when you aren't making money yet. Realistically, you're not going to make money for a while. If you do, that's crazy. What are you doing? Let me ask you questions. All right, question. I want the dirt. Oh God. When you start getting bigger on YouTube, soon enough, the YouTube friends/associates, collaborative videos, who did you start off enjoying then? Now you're no longer friends with and wish you avoided them altogether because you are amazing, sharpshooter, and your honesty is refreshing. Congrats on being a mama. I personally don't like to name names. I feel like that's not really productive. There's no use in doing that. If someone had a bad experience with me, which no one has from what I know, but I would want them to tell me. So yeah, typically what I do if I am not really into someone or don't like working with them, I unfollow them. Maybe I'll block them. They just don't exist to me anymore. That might seem mean, but that's me protecting me and my business, and there's no reason for me to talk to you anymore. There are people that I have, gotten closer with, and I do appreciate them. And then there's layers, there's, circles. I mean, there's people who I actually consider my friends. There's people who, are work friends. There's people who, if they come in town, they can, I'll get out of my bed for them and they can sleep in my bed, There's different levels of, coworkers and work friends and peers and associates and things like that. And not everyone has to be that for you. There's definitely people who I thought that I would be closer with or become friends with. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable naming names. Sorry. I don't know. I feel like there's people who you kind of just know are not good people and you just avoid them. I try to keep it as business professional as possible. Obviously, yes, I'll make a joke here and there. That's pretty inappropriate, but anyways, of all of your targets, subjects, adversaries, oh girl, who does Tony dislike the most? Has Wiggum ever reacted poorly to the voice of any video you've reacted to? There have been a few times where Jesse Lee Ward is yelling and hooting and hollering in a video, and he is not a fan of that. I don't think it's her voice specifically. I don't really know if there's someone that Tony really doesn't like. I mean, neither of us dislike people. I mean, I guess it's okay to say we dislike them. We don't hate anyone or wish harm on them. I guess really just Jessie Lee because she's the most annoying, and yeah, he just thinks she's annoying. And then there was someone who sent me a bunch of emails and made videos about me and stuff, and he's that person's just, they're annoying. These people don't take up space in our minds and our hearts and our lives. In our hearts, how corny is that? But yeah, they don't take up space, time, energy at all. So you don't have to name names, but describe your worst interaction with another YouTuber. I'm very lucky that I have had great interactions with a lot of people. There's really only one that, and I'm not going to name names again because that's not productive. I don't like that. I am a very good judge of character, and I just didn't like certain things they were saying, how pushy they were about certain, actually, I guess there's two people then, just how pushy they were about certain things. And so I distanced myself from them, never worked with them again. And I didn't want to ever work with them again. So that's fine. But yeah. And keep in mind, if I don't follow someone on Instagram, which also I hardly follow anyone on Instagram anymore, including people I'm legit friends with. And that's fine. That's not real life. Or just because, I don't shout someone out constantly, or because I haven't done a collab with someone, it doesn't mean I don't like them or that I'm not friends with them. So please don't read into that. Yeah, there was someone that I did one collab video with, and then behind the scenes of the video, there were, I don't know, just their reaction and stuff. It was weird. So yeah, never worked with that person again. All right. How do you handle the pressure of knowing your friends and family could see you. That was something I struggled with for a long time. You mean like they could see videos of you? You know, your friends and family see you in real life, right? That is something that I like had a problem with too in the beginning. No one in my family watches my videos. My sister will like check in on like certain things. Like she'll check like my views and stuff. And like she even said like your Jessie Lee Ward like 2 last videos about that trip she did are like performing really well. Like you should send Jessie Lee Ward flowers. I was like, I should. But it is something that I had to get over too. Like I wouldn't share my YouTube videos like and promote them on Instagram, which is dumb. Do it. The thing is, if you want this to be successful, everyone is gonna see it. Also, though, most of your friends and family aren't going to watch your videos, and that's fine. I mean, there's some people that I'm friends with, like second or like third degree friends, not like super inner circle, who aren't going to watch your videos, and then who are, and they'll like respond and be like, oh my gosh, this video was so funny, or they'll like mention something that I like said in a video, and I'll be like, oh yeah, or something, or like, oh, I saw you did this interview and I watched it, it was really good. So I think it's just important to remember, like, if you really want this to be like your job or like something that you are successful at, you have to get over that and just push through it. Like it can be awkward. Like when someone's hyping me up, like one of my friends, it is so embarrassing. And I know they do it just to like make me uncomfortable sometimes. But some of my friends will be like, oh yeah, no, well, she's YouTube famous, so we like need to do this or something. And they're just joking. They don't think I'm YouTube famous. I don't either. I'm very far from it. But it's so uncomfortable when they say that to people we don't know. And I'll just be like, no, I'm not. I am not at all. So yeah, your friends are going to make fun of you. Your family's probably going to make fun of you too. And realistically, like there's going to be people who always support you and like always want you to do really good. And then there's people who are just going to make fun of you and not realize like, oh, you actually make a lot of money doing this. Like, oh wow, okay, like now I know it's something, I'm going to support you. So you just got to get over it. I know that sucks as advice, but push through it, get over it, and you will then be more comfortable promoting yourself, not on other people's social media, because that's cringe and that's a great way to be just blackballed by certain influencers, but on your own social media. And you will feel better about like hyping yourself up and promoting yourself because you have to. You are your own PR firm. You are your own management or marketing, I mean. So do that. But I felt the same way for a long time. And I saw myself growing more once I actually posted. And like got over that, you know? Also, they don't care. You care more than anyone else. If a wizard came to you and offered you anything you wanted, money, health for you and everyone you love, etc., but in exchange, you could only wear one color for the rest of your life, what's your forever color? I would wear black for the rest of my life. I already wear black so much. I know I'm wearing pink right now. I've been trying to wear more color, but I would wear black for the rest of my life. And I don't know what I would wish for, but that's not the question you asked. How you and Tony met. Tony and I met through a mutual friend and my sister. So mutual friend and my sister met. Then my sister was like, here's my sister's number. Y'all are around the same age and you're hot. So here you go. So then I started talking to him. We went on like 1 or 2 dates and hung out for like 2 weeks. And the entire time he kept talking about his best friend, Tony. And I was like, that's weird. You in love with your best friend or something? And then he went off to Navy SEAL training. I lost his phone number because I dropped my phone in the toilet. This is before the cloud, just so you know. Actually, it wasn't before the cloud because iPhones were a thing, but it was before like people backed up their cell phones. So I lost all my numbers. Yes, I frequently dropped my phone in toilets because I would always have it in the back pocket. And you know, when you pull your pants down and you have pockets that are that big. Anyways, what a time to be alive. So that happened. And I remembered him saying that he only had 3 friends on Facebook because he didn't really use Facebook at all. And it was his mom, his brother, and his best friend, Tony. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to talk to his mom or his brother. So I messaged his best friend, Tony, and I was like, hey, do you have this person's number? And he was like, yeah, here you go. And then I looked through Tony's pictures and I was like, I want this one instead. So I never texted the friend and I just talked to Tony for about a week and a half to 2 weeks on Facebook, and we had planned to hang out. We didn't exchange numbers yet. I was going to the beach for a week with a few of my friends and like my dad. We were staying at our beach house down there. And I was like, I'm not going to have internet access down there because like we didn't have Wi-Fi. And yeah, so again, this is like 2010. Okay, calm down. Gave him my number and I said, text me right now so that I have your number. And he's like, okay. And then I finished packing. I logged back on. He had not texted me. And so then I yelled at him and I said, I'm serious. Text me your number. And he was like, okay. I said, great, thanks, bye. So then he did. We talked for a whole nother week, like on the phone and stuff. And then we hung out that literally an hour after I got home. and had our first kiss, and it was absolutely magical, and I still get those butterflies every time he kisses me 14 years later. Just kidding, it's 13 years later. I can't count or do math. So that's the story of us, and he's the love of my life, and probably I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him. The follow-up question we always get is like, oh, well, is he still friends with that friend? Tony like got his blessing or whatever. He didn't care. And we were like still friends with them for a while. They had a falling out. They like became friends again. And then unfortunately, that friend is no longer with us, which is very sad. Would you be okay talking about you trying to conceive, TCC, trying to conceive? Would love to know how it's been. You seem like such a positive person. I've been through it myself, especially struggling with secondary infertility this time. I'd never want to get like too specific about that. And then same with like my treatment story and all that. And also with like a few other like mental health things, just because I don't want those things to like become my brand. If that is someone else's brand, sure, okay, whatever. I don't care. Good for you, not for me. A lot of people assume that because I have been very open about the fact that we have had technically 6 miscarriages, but I say 5 because 5 sounds not as dramatic as 6. Anyways, so 5 miscarriages that like we were trying for so long, but those are spread out for over like 8 years almost. So I also used to like try to make myself feel better by saying like, oh, we weren't trying. We were only actually ever like actively trying, like I am ovulating, get over here type of trying last July and August. And we didn't get, or June, July and August. And we didn't get pregnant in July or June or July, and then we did get pregnant in August, and then October 8th, we had a miscarriage. This is the story of MJ, I guess. We had a miscarriage, and I remember we went to dinner like a week or 2 after, and I was crying, and I was like, I'm just so like tired of feeling like this, and I was like, I know it's dramatic, but I think that I'm just like done trying. And I just want to make sure that like we are enough for each other. And Tony was like, absolutely, we are enough for each other. Follow-up question sometimes is like, well, why wouldn't you adopt? We don't want to. And that's perfectly fine. And if you pushed me on that, you will get blocked, and I don't care. Adoption's great. My mom's adopted. One of my actually multiple of our best friends are adopted. And that's so wonderful. We don't want to go that route. And we decided that we didn't want to go the route of fostering either. And that's okay. So yeah, that happened. I thought that I was going to, and again, this is TMI, I don't care, but I thought that I was going to have to like have my body regulate and then like have a period again and then ovulate. My body was like, hey, guess what? We're ovulating right now. Yeah. Pregante. A little excerpt for you. Do you have any advice on being more assertive? I've got quite an inferiority complex and social anxiety. I have social anxiety as well. And people like to take advantage of that by treating me like a child and being patronizing. Cut those people out of your life. They suck. The long run doesn't help with my confidence either. I am so sick of caring about what they think. That's really the first step. We'll get to that in a minute. And not knowing how to properly stand up for myself. I just want to be taken seriously. I love your confidence, Cece. You're such a beautiful person. Thank you. And thank you for always reminding us that we are valuable. Best of luck with your future on YouTube. And most importantly, yo baby. Blowing out someone else's candle won't make yours shine any brighter. Abso-freaking-lutely. I agree with that. Being assertive, it's not passive. It's not aggressive. It's just facts. And it can be an opinion as well, of course, but being assertive is devoid of any emotion, which is why I love it so much. And again, it might just be like a touch of the tism, as I say, but I really do think that has helped me so much. And learning, like, if I say something in a very assertive manner and it hurts your feelings and you take it some type of way, that has nothing to do with me. How you receive that information that was very cut and dry, just an answer, has nothing to do with me. There were people who were like, well, you're a mean girl. And it's like, no, I'm not. You just can't handle what I'm saying, and that's okay. Just work on your affirmations and hyping yourself up, and confidence really does come from within. Being stronger has definitely helped me feel like that. If you are able-bodied enough to do that. I know some people can't, so I just want to, be inclusive, but just treat yourself, love yourself. And, one reason why if someone says something about me that like absolutely isn't true, why it doesn't bother me is because I know who I am. What are some new topics that you're going to cover in the future? Would you do more true crime scammers, or do you have other ideas? So that's really one thing that and a few people ask this, like the future of your channel, stuff like that. So over the last year, I'd say like middle of last year, I have been really trying to do that slow pivot into scam commentary or anti-scam commentary rather than anti-MLM commentary, because that's super like niched down, and I would rather be seen as like an anti-scam commentary creator or just a commentary creator or a scam, you know, scam commentary creator. Not that like I'm scamming. You get it. Really putting in like deep dives that don't have to do with MLMs, or maybe just have like a little MLM aspect, and talking about like more hot topics with like influencers and public figures and just like scammy behavior all around that I think people should know about and that should really be brought to light. So I've been trying to do that more and more, and those videos that I have done like that over the past year and a half have performed really well, and that's absolutely wonderful and makes me really happy. I'm still going to do anti-MLM content, obviously. I enjoy it. I think it's so interesting, and that's obviously built my channel to where it is. And so of course I'm going to keep doing that because it works and I love doing it. But yes, I will be focusing more on other types of scammers and other types of influencers and other situations and stuff like that. And then with my podcast, I do cover more true crime stories over there because it's just easier to do that on a podcast instead of my YouTube channel. I do put the recordings on my YouTube playlist as well. I am currently on a little sabbatical from my podcast. It's called the Down a Rabbit Hole podcast with CCSUAREZ, and it's real cute and I love it. And it's real fun to do. I just had to take a little bit of a break because I was focusing on my YouTube channel. 2 episodes, I believe right now, like scripted out, 1 recorded and like ready to go. But I want to have like 10 done before I release even 1 more. So it's not just going to be true crime and things like that. It's going to be everything. Like there's a lot of things that I like, a bunch of different rabbit holes that I've fallen down that I want to cover. So yes. So yes to your questions. What has been the shadiest, most outrageous or ridiculous sponsorship or brand deal that you've been offered? Is there any brands in particular that you would never work with, brands that you would love to work with? Love from Finland. Hello to Finland. I mean, there are shady ones. Like, I mean, there are a bunch, but I just delete them. I don't even respond to them. And then if they keep emailing me, I'm like, stop. I don't want to work with you. I get scammy ones, shady ones, offers every single day, and I just delete them. And same with my manager. Those just like don't get to me if they send them to her instead. Then there's ones that like, it's not shady. It's just they like lowball with their influencer marketing budget. And then are there any brands in particular you would never work with again? Kinsey, the IPL, intense pulsating light laser hair removal. They were very unprofessional and wanted me to say certain things that I was not okay with saying because they literally sent me the product late. I had it for 2 days and they were like, yeah, talk about your results. And I'm like, it takes 4 to 6 weeks to see results. How would I have results? What's the biggest life lesson that you have learned from Tony, and what have you taught him? I mean, I think we teach each other things, I mean, every day and every week, and we've really rubbed off on each other. He has really pushed me and like instilled in me to be proactive and more assertive, but then also dedication and like hard work and stuff and really seeing things through. And then I think he has learned from me, I don't want to say the opposite of all of that, but learn to be more like selfish and just be more like, no, I don't care. I don't want to do that. Like if someone invites us somewhere and we say no because we want to hang out together and alone or like go do something else, and like a family member or someone gets mad, he's like, he used to spend so much of his time for other people. And I would get so frustrated, not because like he wasn't spending it with me, but because like I could see that it was like stressing him out and he just like wasn't super happy about that. And so over the years, we've like worked on being more selfish and being like the selfish Suarez's. Yeah, I think I've taught him that, and also just being more carefree. Like if someone's like, oh my gosh, well, you're like 5 minutes late to this, and it's like, cool, did it actually affect the schedule? Did it actually affect you, or are you just being a little about it? What have you learned about yourself and your YouTube journey? Love you to bits. I watch your videos every day. Thanks, love. I would say I've become more assertive because you have to be in this type of job, and having thicker skin, and then also not letting people twist my words, because a lot of times what'll happen is like I'll say one thing and someone's like, oh, so are you saying this? And it's like I used to like get caught up in that and be like, oh my god, no, I'm sorry. So instead of like apologizing for something I never said, I will now just say like, no, I didn't say that. My absolute favorite videos are updates on previously covered MLM reps or scammers. I'm hoping one is coming up soon, perhaps with updates on some of your more popular videos from the last year. I am working on that. My God, look at you. Another Where Are They Now episode. I have a few people that even from just the last Where Are They Now episode. If you want me to do an update on anyone or include someone, a certain character if you will, in my next Where Are They Now video, please do comment below. What made you want to start a channel? Were you nervous to start at first? I was very nervous to start. I wanted to start because I loved being creative and video editing, photo editing, and makeup and talking and connecting with people. But yes, I was very nervous to start, so much so that I put it off for 5 years. What is your favorite part about your job? Other than like connecting with y'all and then also connecting with like my peers, you know, like my coworkers, like other YouTubers and creators and stuff, I love being able to just like the working for myself aspect. Like, taxes suck. And I don't just mean like giving money to the government. I mean like all the requirements and regulations. So that sucks. But I would say the like actual like working for myself part, where I can work just 2 days a week if I want to, because I can batch film and get a week's worth of videos done or filmed at least in one day. And then, you know, I can also do some reels that day if I want, and then also some ad reads if I need to, which I do need to do in today. And then like one other day during the week, or like really like 2.5 days, I can do like interviews and admin stuff and any other type of things that I need to do. So I'd really say like the freedom is probably one of my favorite things. Of course, with freedom comes absolute chaos because I am my boss. Weirdest fan interaction, I don't count. Have I interacted with you? Was it weird? Or been sent any weird or hair-filled gifts to the P.O. box? Not like hair-filled. Like, we haven't been sent like a hair wreath. Have y'all seen hair wreaths? They're terrifying. I found one in my Nana's closet. Absolutely spooky. All right, what's your view on the sister wives using their platform? I don't even have to read the rest of the question. You know what my view is. I think it's extremely unethical. They are in a cult themselves. Like, think about it. They are. They're in a little cult. Also, that guy convinced that many ladies to marry him while also having other wives. If you could remake any video, would you have edited a video differently? I'm gonna go ahead and say no, because after I put up a video, I try to not dwell on that because I can't re-edit a video after I put it up. I mean, I guess I could, but there's no point in that. Is there ever a time that you think you may have overstepped on a topic, person, situation, maybe like something that sits with you still in an odd way? I might sound like I have no soul, but no, nothing sits with me like that. Once I post the video, I answer comments, I'm done, I move on to the next thing. You can't have things sit with you like that and gnaw at you. Don't do that. You're so close. That was because I posted this before I hit 100,000. The only question I can think of is, what was a pivotal moment that led you to going into the nature recovery program or getting help in general? Sorry if it's too personal. The bits that you've told about the program and about your recovery have been very inspiring to me. What was a pivotal moment that led you into going in there? I didn't have a choice. I was 15. Some things had happened in my life. Was acting out. I was doing a lot of not great things here in Tampa when I was in my freshman year of high school. My parents were like, okay, we need to get her out of this environment. They sent me to an equestrian boarding school, which was super nice, like real nice. So beautiful. It was like Hogwarts, but without the magic. Insert horses and put it in Middleburg, Virginia, and not in Scotland. So less cool, but still super cool. I got myself sent there because of my own dumb actions, and it saved my life. Is there something you regret doing on your channel? Not starting sooner. And not switching to commentary sooner. What creators do you watch outside of ANTI-MLM? I don't watch any ANTI-MLM channels. I don't. I watch a lot of commentary. Theo Vaughn's podcast. Hilarious. Love that one. I just started recently watching that. Basement Yard. Absolutely one of my favorites. It makes me so happy. Every Monday morning I watch that. Do we know them? Love it so much. I'm halfway through their most recent episode. The best. Cody Ko, Curtis Connor, Danny Gonzalez is 1,000,000% my favorite. Raw Beauty Christie. Absolutely one of my favorites. The Welsh twins, Robert and James. Oh, Sherilyn Dale too. Oh, her storytelling's so good. And then Kendall Ray as well. Coffeezilla too. And Hassan Piker. Love him. Charlie White. Moist Critical. Penguins, whatever you want to call him. A lot of commentary. Which interview have you made on your channel that's your favorite? The one with Dr. Stephen Hassan. Are you still thinking about getting into law? I think you'd be awesome at it. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. That's the dream. I don't want to say it's the goal because that's me putting too much pressure on myself. Do you have any videos you regret making? Not at all. What motivated you to start your channel? What motivated you to keep going? If you start a YouTube channel solely for money, you will quit very quickly, because guess what? You probably ain't gonna get money, but statistically, you're probably not going to. So I wanted to do it again because it's a creative outlet And I love being able to connect with people, help people, all that. Mainly the creativity aspect of it, because think about it. I used to get 200, like average 200 to 300 views a video. And I posted 2 to 3 videos a week, almost every week, 4 years straight before like actually having my channel like take off. I kept going. And what motivated me to keep going is that it was a creative outlet for me. And I say was, but it still is. It still is. Like, I still get so excited about like making certain videos and reviewing the videos when Ethan sends them back to me, because, you know, I'll have like an idea for like an edit or something, or even he sneaks something in there that's hilarious. What's your favorite ride at the carnival/amusement park? I'm going to the fair, the Florida State Fair this week. I'm so excited. I don't ride rides. I know. I'm a tummy ache girl and I get motion sickness. So I don't ride rides. I also like can't because I'm pregnant, right? I'd say the animals are my favorite exhibit at anything, just because I love animals so much. Are you a Republican? What a appropriate username for that question. I don't think that I really fit into, I am registered as a Republican. Then again, I registered to vote when I was 19. And can you change that? I don't think I fit into any political box, really. I said the other day, I was like, maybe I'm like a socialist libertarian. And then I looked that up and I was like, maybe not. I was like, these words are too big. I don't think I need to like watch like a dumbed down YouTube video. But I think it's important to not put anyone in boxes like that. I wouldn't say I'm a Republican, wouldn't say I'm a Democrat. I hate politics so much. I really do. People are so weird. Equal rights and be able to do what they want as long as they are not hurting anyone or themselves, and raise your family how you want to raise them, but also please don't like force them and like give them the choice. You mentioned recently that you're neurodivergent, or neurospicy as I like to say. I'd love to hear more about how you found out, how it manifests in your life. I'm neurodivergent as well. I'm always curious about these things. A lot of people are like very interested in that. Again, that's my medical history. You don't need to know about that. My therapist that I've been working with, oh my God, through BetterHelp, watch out. Yes, I found my therapist through BetterHelp. I really like her a lot. She's great. So I had been working with her and we'd been talking about it, and she had, you know, agreed with me that like I show signs of being on the spectrum, but also I have been diagnosed with ADHD for years and years. And also when you are a lady, you know, in your like 20s and 30s, it is hard to be able to be diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. And so, because you spend like your entire life like masking and trying to cover like these symptoms and these stims and all this stuff. Even people in like my personal life, like they'll see me, you know, do like certain things with like my hands and stuff, and with like my nails and all that, and like I'll readjust myself. I don't know. I'm very happy that I did get a diagnosis. So basically what I was saying is that my therapist referred me to some, which was great, some local and some like not so local specialists. And so I saw 2 of them and liked them. I saw another one, I didn't like them. Is this fancy? And that's why a lot of people do kind of like self-diagnose, and I don't really see like a problem with that unless, of course, you're like doing that for attention. Then again, who would claim to have all these issues? How do sponsorships and general behind the scenes business stuff work? Well, the second part of that question is like 40 billion questions in one. General behind the scenes business stuff runs like a normal business. I have my payroll set up and it is automated. So me and Tony are both on payroll. Those taxes automatically taken out. I'm supposed to pay quarterly taxes, which I am penalized for, but then it's fine. I just write a check at the end of the year. Taxes suck. Organization sucks, but I do it. All right. How has your sense of self changed with the success of your YouTube channel? Has the increased exposure to yourself and to your loved ones affected you in any way? So those are kind of like 2 different questions. So the increased exposure to myself and to my loved ones has affected me in the way that I am much more private with the information that I put out there. The fact that I've been privileged to watch you grow from 25K to 100K is freaking amazing. What is something you've learned about yourself and content since you have become a full-time content creator? That I am a very visual person when it comes to like my organization and all that. And that if I am more organized, I am obviously going to be more like successful with what I do. I need to have like a very structured like schedule, things laid out for me to be successful and for me to be not only a good employee, but a good boss to myself. What has been your favorite video to film? Deep dive videos. I've always wanted to know, how do creators feel when they see their followers arguing with each other in the comments? I mean, I want you to be nice to each other, sure, but I don't care. I'm not going to stop you from having a difference of opinion or disagreeing with each other. Will you bring back the big yikes t-shirts? I want another one, please, so bad. Please let me. Said on a live stream earlier today, I did switch my merch provider, so I am like back to the original one I was using, which is Teespring. They're integrated very well with YouTube because they're owned by YouTube. So I am adding old designs back, but I'm just like redesigning them and making them better. So we will have the Stay Spicy embroidered hats. We'll get those back. We'll get back big yikes t-shirts, the couch people sweatshirts, I think. I'd love to hear about the moment you realized who you were. You're so open about your past and body neutrality. It's so inspiring. Thank you. I recently turned 30 and 29 to 30 was the best year of my life because I finally realized who I am and the power I have. I know we never really figure it out, but I'd love to hear your moment. That's a great question. I think that I have those moments like every 5-ish years or something like that. I'd say like right after Tony and I got married, and then like a little bit later on as well. Probably like, yeah, like 30, I guess. There's not really a moment that like I realized who I am. I think, you know, we're ever changing and ever evolving, and I do want to keep changing and evolving just as a better version of myself. I never want to have the same year twice. What is baby MJ gonna call you and Tony? Or will you let him choose when he's old enough? I have no idea what that means. It's my child, so he'll call us mom and dad. What would you tell yourself if you were just starting out? To just start, to do it. Listen to your gut, do it. What's the most ridiculous attempt in one of your subjects in your videos to silence you, cease and desist, legal threats, etc.? I remember Without a Crystal Ball response being particularly unhinged. Yeah, Katie Joy Without a Crystal Ball, she's pretty unhinged. God, it's the second time we've mentioned her. I guess I just miss her so much. I would probably say Jessie Lee Ward's just because it was hilarious that she just kept saying for like months that she was gonna sue me, and then she didn't. And then she said she was sending me a cease and desist, and then it was the most hilarious cease and desist I've ever received in my life. So there's that. Does having over 100,000 subscribers unlock better ads or different analytics? Obviously, you get your play button, but does it help your videos in the algorithm, or is it just like an amazing checkpoint? Also, congrats when you do hit it any day now. Thank you. So I think so. When you hit 100,000 on YouTube, you get verified. And I mean, verified users on any platform, like their content, I think, gets pushed out more. And then with like sponsorships, not ads, meaning like AdSense, like YouTube ads, meaning like ad reads and sponsorships. Yeah, just because like having over 100K, like that just looks better. And it's just like easier to say, yeah, I have 100,000 subscribers. Any recommendations when it comes to men, romance, and love? Set boundaries, but don't close yourself off. Be open to love and to fun. Take care of yourself and love yourself first. What are some examples of brand deals you haven't taken? Also, why not if you're comfy sharing? I always think those videos are extremely interesting. There are quite a lot of brand deals that I haven't taken. That's what happens. You just got to be able to field those and see the ones that are actually like real. For every brand deal, do you send them over the video or just the deliverable to approve? So you mean just the ad read or like the full video? I send them over the full video. They really don't care like what is in the video. Brands don't really care like if there's cursing or like what the video is about. It's just easier to do that. But I mean, of course they want like a general idea of what the video is about. I'm crooked right now because I am petting Wiggum because I have to. I can't control myself. What does the YouTube back office look like? Can you see if more people are subscribing from one particular video? Yes, I can. In the certain analytics for that specific video, I can see that. Can you see the dislikes on a video? Yes, I don't care about that though. I can't tell you the last time I even paid attention to that. Does it give you advice on how to reach other demographics? I wouldn't really say other demographics, but I would say how to reach more people. What kind of analytics does it show you? All of them. The money, the watch time. You don't have to show exact numbers or anything. I'm just curious what a creator can see in their back office or creator studio or whatever. So it's called Creator Studio. And I'm not going to show it, but some people will be like, oh my God, I accidentally pressed dislike. I'm so sorry. And one, I'm like, I don't care. That's fine. And also, I'm not notified on stuff like that. That would be exhausting. Frank's Hot Sauce. And what do you put it on? I put that shit on everything. What made you decide the topics you choose for your channel and not something easier or less controversial? Stay spoily, I mean spicy. I think it's just the fact that like, as Leah Remini says, I'm about to butcher this quote, when I know information and I know that like the information I have is like people are being hurt because they don't have this information or they're being manipulated or something, or like me talking about it can help people, I can't shut up about it. I'm also, I don't want to say I'm like a confrontational person, but I'm not scared of that. And I can't stand people scamming and lying to people and like purposely deceiving them. So here I am. What is your favorite time that a boss babe called you out or tried to insult you? One of my favorite ones was when Mary Love Scott, I believe is her username for stuff, was like the upline of someone that I made fun of in a video. and she went off on me and said that I was like the devil and that like if someone kills themselves it's my fault, and it's like, girl, what? So yeah, those types of people are my favorite. Tell us about your holy shit, I'm really doing it moment that made you go full time and you're all in on YouTube career. I didn't have that moment when I quit my job or when I started doing this full time. Any type of like reassurance or like feedback or anything that I get from my peers that I really respect, like Jessie Smiles telling me that she watches my videos, or, you know, Lily Marston or James and Robert Welsh telling me that like they love my videos, or even Sloan. I'm like, what is happening? Or even Kendall Ray said that she mentioned me and she's like, oh my God, yeah, I love your videos, especially your live streams. And I'm like, who? I don't know. Just getting that like recognition means a lot to me. And I think it means a lot for anybody in any type of job. So what is a movie or TV show that changed your life? I don't think a movie or TV show has ever really changed my life. I mean, I love Game of Thrones character Daenerys Targaryen and her like story, and not like the last part, but her like confidence and all that. I mean, I have a dragon tattoo, like, because I love that show so much. Yeah, I don't think I'm not really a person that like, oh my God, this movie changed my life. Like, I'm not really like that. But watching that show like has gotten me through like some hard times. What is your strategy for moving forward now that you've hit 100K? I kind of already answered this before, but just continuing the pivot of becoming more so like scam commentary, anti-scam commentary type of content instead of just the super tiny sub niche of anti-MLM. What's the worst act of revenge someone has taken on you for posting about them? The worst, I can't say. I did make a video last year about the type of harassment and like fair gaming that I have received. After that, I decided to not make the threats that I received public. And let's just say that they've gotten a lot worse. Been trying to be a lot more private, and I don't know if you've noticed, but like I post on my Instagram less, like of where I am and stuff. Don't really leave my house a lot unless I'm with my husband. I am never really here alone. My assistant is usually here at my house if I am, you know, here alone on like days that my husband's working, and we always strapped, baby. So yeah, there's just a lot that has happened over the past year. A lot of threats. And does AdWorks, I think you mean AdSense, but that's okay, only work if we don't click out of the whole video? Oh, how do they work? There's a lot of things factored into it, so you don't have to watch the whole ad. It's fine. I don't. I have YouTube Premium. I don't watch ads. I always thought of like, wow, that's weird. Why would anyone pay for YouTube Premium? Oh dear God, it's so worth it. I was watching a YouTube video with Tony the other day, and he had ads. I was like, what is this peasant life you are living? How are you watching ads? This is insane. So if you can manage it and you can afford it, you should definitely get it. It's worth it. It's amazing. If a viewer has YouTube Premium, their view is worth more to the creator that they are watching. Obviously, everyone matters. All views matter. But in terms of AdSense, like we are paid like more for that. And plus, I love it. Oh my God, I will never go back. That is something I could do without Netflix. I could do without that stuff. Like I'll cancel it. And if there's a show I want to watch, I'll just start it again. But like, girl, I love that. Viewer retention and views and how fast the video gets views is like really, really important. So you don't have to watch the entire video. Obviously, like don't be messing with my viewer retention, please. And you don't have to watch the whole ad if you don't want to. Like, I don't care. Watching the majority of the video and like watching it within like the first 48 hours that it comes out is more important, I would say. I love a suggestion for YouTube podcast setup for beginners, editing software, podcast platform, microphone suggestions. Podcast platform. I would say Anchor. You can record in there, you can edit in there, you can do everything in there. But Anchor is who I use for my podcast platform and stuff, because then you just link everything. It takes a little bit, but you like link everything and put that out there. Also, Google it. I said this in the beginning. If you want advice, if you want help, Google it. I Googled it. I still be Googling it. And that's the best way to figure out what works for you, your specific, whatever you're trying to do. Watch all the videos on, you know, equipment and stuff and how to set it up and how it works best before you buy it. And figuring that stuff out for yourself, you then won't use that as an excuse of like, oh, well, I don't know where to start. Worst things you've been scammed for / have you been scammed? I guess by MLMs, yeah. For most of them, I got my money back, but it was more so just like the time and like that I was lied to and manipulated. So that's really the only time I would say that I've been scammed. Can we start a YouTube channel with an old iPhone X? I don't know what the iPhone X is, but yes, you can start a YouTube channel with literally anything. You can film on your back camera. You can film in front of a window. I've said this so many times. You don't need my setup. But if you want to know, I use the Canon EOS Rebel SL2, I think. I'm hopefully upgrading. I am upgrading this year my camera. I did have 2 desk-mounted studio lights that are by Newer. Ring light is by Newer. That's what I'm using right now just because it just is stationary there and I don't have to move it. My mic is the Shure SM7B. I have a audio interface that it plugs into, and then that plugs into a cloud lifter, which makes the sound better. And then the cloud lifter is connected to my Mac, and then I use Final Cut to edit. And yeah, you don't need all of that. That would be so dumb, sorry, of you to buy all of that when you're most likely not going to make any money from doing this, or you don't even know if you're going to keep doing it. I didn't buy all this until I was making money from YouTube. I bought my first camera. You can start with your phone. I filmed some videos on my phone. My first video was 45 minutes long, and it was so cringy, and I looked yellow or green. And guess what? The rest of them were bad too for like the next year. But who cares? You'll get better. So that is actually it for these questions. That was not as rapid fire as I wanted it to be, but I do hope that that was helpful. I will have some affiliate links, because I disclose affiliate links, down below for my setup and stuff. I don't think you should buy what I have. It's great, sure, but like, sure. But it's expensive. Don't do that. I'll put more affordable stuff, and then I'll also put like what I use and like what I started out with. I could be at 1 million subscribers right now if I would have just started a commentary channel in 2011 like I wanted to. Can you believe that? I can't. Just start if you want to start. Be assertive. Do what you want. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. It's wild. I don't want to say like I never thought I would get here, but it is pretty surreal, and it's like not real to me. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for helping me reach my goal. Thank you for all your support, your views, your love, your feedback. I appreciate you more than you know. God, it's like my first video I ever made. I said thank you for watching about 70 times because I was so nervous. I will see you on my next video, and here's to 100K more subscribers. Goodbye.